Good morning. It's March 20th, Friday morning. This morning, I was reading 1 Kings chapters 6 through 11. 1 Kings chapters 6 through 11. And I wanted to share on the first two verses in chapter 11. 1 Kings chapter 11. Give you some background. Starting with verse 6, Solomon begins to prepare and to build the temple of God for the Jewish people, so they would have a place to come and sacrifice and worship God, where God could dwell in the midst of his people. And David wasn't allowed to build it because he was a man of war, but his son was allowed to build it. And remember, when Solomon first became king, the Lord asked him, "What do you want?" Instead of asking for riches and fame or power, he said, "Give me wisdom. Give me wisdom to rule the people." And so God blessed him. He gave him the wisdom, and he became a very, very, very wise man. But he also blessed him with power and with wealth and with fame. And leaders from all over the world came to visit him and see the kingdom that he had built. And so starting in chapter 6, he begins to build the temple for the living God. And he completes that. And then he goes on and he builds a home for himself. And then he begins to build all these different things. And he became very powerful. And from 6 to 11, it talks about how all these people came from all over, how much power he had, and how people loved to listen to him, and all these different things. And so as he grew in all that, something happened. And we're going to read about it in chapter 11. Now, King Solomon loved so many foreign women, besides the daughter of Pharaoh, Moabites, Ammonites, Edomites, Sidonites, and Hittites, from the nations of whom Adonai had said to the children of Israel, "You shall not associate with them, nor they associate with you, for surely they would turn your heart away from after their gods. They shall surely turn your hearts after their gods." So he told the Hebrew people, don't mix with these people. They're not you. I've chosen you to serve me. And these people serve other gods. These people believe in gods that don't really exist. So don't intermingle with them. But when Solomon reached all his glory, he reached the peak of his power, he began to surround himself with women and made them his concubines and his wives from all of these different nations. He became disobedient to God. Once he became so powerful, it's as if he thought, I don't need God. I'm my own God. I can make my own decisions. And he made some very foolish decisions when he wasn't listening to God. And it says, and Solomon clung to them for love. Solomon no longer clung to God himself for love. He began to cling to these women for love. When we don't find our fulfillment and our love and our purpose and our life from God, we'll look for it somewhere else. And will cause things to happen in our life. We'll walk away from God. Or Solomon on the outside, he still claimed he served the God of Adonai, Jehovah, the one and only living God, the God that created all things. He pretended to serve him, but instead his heart clung to all these women. He looked to receive what he needed inside from them. He clung to them for love. Because men and women need to be loved. And when we look for it, to find that fulfillment anywhere else besides God, it will disappoint. He will disappoint. We must cling to God. Our God gave his life for us. He died on the cross for us. He loves us no matter what. And he puts many people in our lives to love them and to receive love from them. But that's not who we cling to for love. Because only God's love satisfies the heart. When we have God's love inside of us, we can love others. Without God's love, we only take. Without God's love, we only cling. Without God's love, we become something that sucks off of other people. But when our love is received, when we receive love from God and we cling to it, we can give to others. We are satisfied, we're fulfilled, and we can become a blessing instead of just sucking off the life of other people and ending up in sin. Solomon's life, towards the end of his life, he ruined it. He never became all that God wanted him to be. It says that God came and he took the kingdom away from him. He allowed the kingdom to be divided among his sons. That means in the future, the decisions I make today affect my children and my grandchildren. The decisions I make today affect the people that I have been called to love with the love of God. It's not just about us when we're alive. God uses our life to touch people's lives. He uses our lives to fulfill his purposes. We need to cling to him. We need to look for his love. That's my prayer. Is that we'll be a people that seek him, cling to him, hold on to him, and are a blessing to others. Thanks for listening to me today.